So I'm just wondering, what's if CNN's going to continue to push disinformation? Because they're really responsible for what happened to Trump and the people that died. Apparently, there's been more than one Trump supporter that was killed. Besides and there's been two people killed, but now apparently there's been more. So, this is a direct result of the rhetoric that comes out of Rachel Maddow, the bitches on The View, all of these hateful people that don't have a heart. I've been saying this for years. They do not have a heart. They don't. It's one thing to get mad, but they go out of their way to turn Trump into a dictator. There's no evidence that he was ever a dictator when he was in office. Joe Biden, on the other hand, is. He mandated vaccines. That's a dictator. Trump never mandated anybody do anything. Not even masks. So, he is not a dictator, yet they have pushed this narrative, and then the foolish people that just want to believe CNN or witches on The View, listen to them. And all they do, I saw this when Trump was in office, all they do is they create a bunch of hateful people that if you ask them, they don't even know why they hate Trump. I'm at work and like nobody has said it. I don't even think people know. Or they just don't care. There's one person I ran into that was leaving, works like in maintenance or something like that, and said something about, did you hear about Trump? And I said, yeah, I'm glad he was okay. He said nothing when I said that. When I said, I'm glad he's okay, he said nothing. So, but the media is absolutely responsible for this. The Democrat Party is. There's no doubt about that. Because of their lies and their rhetoric. They spend night and day lying about Trump. They are nothing but snakes and liars. They are absolutely responsible for this. And the whole system needs to come down. The whole thing is corrupted through and through. How could the Secret Service not see this guy when there were people in the crowd trying to tell law enforcement, look at the sniper up there? And for those people, it's interesting because as soon as this happened, CNN, the liars, the mainstream media was coming out saying it was staged. Isn't that the same thing that those patriots say? I'm just saying that it's a movie. Like that whole movie thing that's a slippery slope right there. It really is. Because it's a great psyop that you could see the CIA using. Because again, it makes people passive. Oh, Trump's protected. How? You don't know that. Because Q told you? Because Q said it? Okay. I'm not saying it's not. You got to wonder sometimes there's a lot of mis and disinformation going on here. And if you're wrong and you just sit back and say it's a movie, really what I think that side does when they do that is they help people to dissociate. Dissociate is when you disconnect. You everything becomes fake to you. Everything is so fake to you that you become a derealization happens, and that can often leads to a numbing. That's the last thing we need in our society. We need people to actually care about others again, because there's very few people that care. Most Americans think they care. They don't. They've forgotten what care is about. What it feels like, what it looks like. So when these people go around and say it's a movie, all I could think is, okay, and I look in the comment section and everybody's like, yeah, we've known this for years. It's like, okay, well, that would be a great thing that the CIA, who's done, the MK Ultra and mind control manipulation games on people back in the 60s and 70s, that would be exactly what they want. They don't want people to care, because people that care might actually fight then. And wasn't that what Trump was saying? after he got grazed with a bullet, really just shot, is that to fight, not sit back and do nothing. I'm not saying take up arms, but I'm saying fight for your country. I mean, I work around people that don't, most people I know don't care. That's what's sad. They don't care. It's like whatever the government wants to do. They wouldn't believe anything I say anyway. So, I mean, for you people that just want to sit back and eat popcorn, it's almost like it's creating people disassociating from what's real, and then you become numb, and the last thing we need is more people that are apathetic. You have to stand up and speak up for this country. Yes, you'll be silenced. If you speak the truth, you will be silenced. The only people that get a voice are people that do not speak the truth. I mean, Trump, they didn't even want, normally as soon as a shooting happens to somebody, high like this, you usually see it all over media immediately. The media waited a long time before they reported on it. I mean, all of the media. So there's just a lot of problems with this. The whole system is corrupted. The Secret Service, there's no reason the Secret Service should have totally been able to handle this before it even got to the point that it did. Yet then that's why people want to say, oh, it's such a mess up. It has to be a movie. And okay, well, you know what? I don't think that's the right road. I really don't. I think the point is that, you don't know. I believe almost little of what I hear and half of what I see. You just, you don't know. So just because you want to believe Q doesn't mean that Q wasn't a psyop from the start. And I could be totally wrong. I'm just saying you might want to think differently about this, because what if you are wrong? I mean, that would be the greatest trick the devil ever played, was to lead you along while you led others along, saying that this was a movie. Okay, then find out that no, it never was a movie. And all of this stuff is what Donald Trump and his family went through. I mean, and the amount of deception here is massive too. That's the other thing. That I get, it's to wake people up. Look, the people that we're at a point now where the people that aren't going to wake up, they're not going to. There could be a nuclear bomb that goes off in their city and they still wouldn't wake up. They just make sure that they get to work the next day. And serious, I mean, that's just the way it is. Unless Joe Biden got on TV and said, I'm doing a lockdown, then they would listen, because they'd listen to whatever CNN says. CNN is not going to change their colors. They're hateful, evil, demonic people, in my opinion, who have done nothing to help this country. They are not patriots. They don't love America. They don't love democracy or being a republic. They love nothing about America. The majority of the people in the highest of positions are all hateful. They hate Americans. You will never get most Americans to see that. And this idea, we just all need to come together. Okay, sure, whatever. I'm not saying go to war, but no, I'm not coming together with that side. To hell with that. This is what they're... So while Rachel Madcow and on those bitches on The View, all the Don Lemons, all the CNN, MSNBC, Joe Scarborough carry on about how bad Trump is, they can't even see how they're actually the ones that are the most evil of all.